Touched by an angel? AI produced art, trying to recreate my near-death experience. The experience itself was amazing, but the aftermath was even more mind-blowing. You may have heard tales of people who have had near-death experiences after undergoing major surgery. This is one of those tales, but with several twists and turns to the narrative. The crux of the tale is, I underwent major heart surgery, having a triple bypass and a valve replacement. It is the powerful visions I saw, and the amazing feelings generated during this procedure, that I will both describe, and have tried to capture in my AI-generated NFT art collection. The surgeon said I was one step away from the pearly gates. Yet, the previous week I was 18 feet up in the air, on scaffolding, so this was a tad disconcerting. The last thing I remember is being prepped for surgery, and the operating staff removing my wedding ring. This is when it got interesting. What I experienced was both amazing, yet intensely calming. If you can imagine a psychedelic scene, then turn the vibrancy of color up 200 notches. You will be halfway to what I experienced. I saw human-sized bubbles containing my wife of 40 years, Joyce. She was floating in and out of my vision on clouds of multicolored smoke. In between these were amorphous shapes, which gave the appearance of vibrant angels. I could only see one hand, plus a bit of my arm, which was holding a huge needle, similar to a lance you see on jousting contests. I felt an intense calm as I proceeded to burst all the bubbles. When they burst, I was drenched in pure joy, unadulterated love. If you remember the ice bucket rage a few years back, it was the same shock, but instead of ice, intense joy and happiness permeated my whole being. The angels surrounded me, and images of Joyce were intermingled with scenes of their bizarre appearances. It gets weirder and weirder. These were not the angels you see depicted in art, but more indistinct, vague, super vibrant apparitions. But angels they were, as you will see in my NFT collection. Not all the images look like conventional depictions of angels. The images and associated feelings are forever burned in my mind. Now, do I think these were a vision from some higher power? I do not know. But I am 100% certain that some power is directing me to share these images. It gets even weirder. Needless to say, I survived. When I was in intensive care and was conscious, all the nurses said they had never seen a patient so happy and full of joy. My face was beaming. I was soon back at home. The world around me seemed extra vibrant, super colorful. Could you experience the same? Without the near-death part. For some reason, I now have the need to try and recreate the experience, not just the images, but the feelings of intense joy. Little did I know I would succeed, and there would be an unexpected bonus. How to do this? A kangaroo wearing boxing gloves has more artistic skills than me. But I cannot stress enough, I had to get this message out, somehow. AI to the rescue. I discovered this software, which generated images from inputted text. Perfect. The first results were dire. They all looked like a badly painted Picasso, with no discernible angel shapes. But eventually I had one that exuded both the right image, and more importantly, the proper feelings of joy. But even more amazing was that the software built on this image, constantly refining it, so subsequent images looked even better. What was driving me? Something is driving me to produce these images. I know that when I reach 26 originals, I must stop. Why 26? It is a mystery to me. But, even spookier, I know that the images must be filtered, to see if that enhances or reduces the feelings of joy engendered. Why? I do not know. Filters applied. What a revelation. Using software I applied the different filters. I was shocked. The images in some cases were even more powerful. I could see different and even stranger outlines. Indeed, some of the filtered art was now closer to the indistinct, nebulous figures seen when I was under the knife. But there was another twist. I put the art into a folder, then used it as a rotating screensaver. What happened next shocked me. On looking at different images daily, I began to see even more incredible shapes, but each shape engendered the same feelings of joy. Spooky and totally unexpected. Strange spells of unexpected luck. I received a PayPal refund for $183.29 from the Federal Trade Commission regarding a 4-year-old fraud investigation, which I was unaware of. I had been waiting for 14 months for my Portuguese driving license. This turned up out of the blue. Received a surprise parcel, which had supposedly been sent back to the UK. All this in the same week. What next? Something is compelling me to get these works of art and visions to a wider audience, to ascertain if these feelings would be reproduced in other people. The original 26 visionary artworks hold the most power, and there are only one of these, labeled original. All 26 have the filtered versions, which are still amazing, and some are even more powerful than the original image. Where can I see these? Throughout this video, there are samples of the artworks. But I stress these are from the rejected pile. The originals have been hand-picked by me, from thousands of AI-generated specimens, and only the most powerful pass the test. And only 26. I still don't know why? I am hoping the collection will be ready to view soon on OpenSea. But as I have no experience in selling anything online, you may have to bear with me. My only criteria is that if you buy a piece of my vision, you give me a rundown of your experience, good or bad.